Joining me is Bill Bruton. He is the city manager of Marietta, and you really are sort of the test city for all of this technology that just sounds so far-reaching and sort of far-fetched, but it's not. You've been using it. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we've actually had it in place for over a year now, and we're the first city in the United States to have all of the city using this technology, and we've seen great results. I mean, the thing that I really love the most about it right now is what it's been able to do for public safety. And that is the main thing that we're seeing is we're saving actually 10 seconds per intersection on a call when we have to go out for medical emergencies or fires. And so that's given us an average of over a minute in response time reduction in the city, which is crucial. If you've got somebody who's got a medical emergency and you can get there a minute earlier, we know that it saves lives.
How far spreading is this technology in Marietta?
Well, we've got it everywhere. So not only every intersection that we have, but we've got every other traffic device that we have. So if you're going along and you've got a speed detection device, it's got it. If you have a pedestrian crossing, it's got it. If you are going into a school zone, it has it. I mean, and one of the things that we're real happy about with the app that you can also use is that you can be traveling through our town and you hit a school zone, you're not thinking about it. It'll read how fast your vehicle is going, and it knows how fast the school zone speed limit is, and if you're speeding, it will give you an alert and tell you that you're speeding in a school zone and you need to slow down. It'll also tell you if you're driving up to a red light and maybe you're not paying attention enough and the thing switches to red. It'll read your speed and tell if you're going too fast for that red light and you're about to run it, and it'll alert you so you can stop. I mean, it does a lot of different things.
Now, obviously this is one city, but you've done some statistics or sort of compared some things. What do you think the impact could be if this was used, say, in the U.S. or across the U.S.? Yeah,
it's amazing when you think about it. We've actually looked at some national studies on response time with medical emergencies to take a look at, how long is it before you end up having critical situations where people are going to die. And those studies have shown that if everybody in the United States had the technology that we're using right now, and we're seeing the response time decrease of at least a minute, you'd save 300,000 lives in the United States on an annual basis.
Wow. Now, you've used it, obviously, first responders is where you started with this. Anyone else using this technology? You said you have across the city. I'm thinking public works crews or maybe
public
transportation?
Works, definitely. Public works and transportation are using it, and they're, part of this is trying to move vehicles through the city in a more efficient manner, and so we're experimenting with that now, and it's all tied in on your lighting as far as signal timing, and an example of in the app, when you're coming up to a light, it can tell you how many seconds before that light's going to switch, and it's good because a lot of times somebody will be sitting at a light and they're doing whatever in their car, they're eating something.
You've hit a sore spot with me. When you're first in line for the left turn arrow, when it turns green, what is your responsibility? Start going through the intersection.
Right, absolutely. And people are just, they're doing other things and they're not paying attention. And so you actually, with this, have an audible alert that tells you it's a countdown clock. And it'll tell you that light's going to go green in 10 seconds, then 5 seconds, and then it goes 3, 2, 1. So you know exactly when you need to go. And so then that speeds traffic. And part of what this all is going to do in the future is that's going to tie into the vehicles themselves. And then that's going to let the vehicles know when the light's about to go green.
Right.
And so there are all kinds of things that can happen from that on automated vehicles going forward.
Now, when you decided to try this out, was it a hard sell?
It really wasn't for us, which I was excited about. We already were looking at new technology with our signals and partnered with some great folks that have created the technology, and basically came together and they said, look, we're looking for basically a beta test, a place to test our technology and develop it. And we said we're looking for innovation in the way that we deliver services to our citizens. And it was a great match, and so we just spent a couple years working together on what we would like and what they would like, and blended it together. One reason we did it was because of cost. And an example is when in the metro Atlanta area, you have more and more cars every year, and so the amount of time it takes you to travel is greatly extended over the years.
Right.
Well, it's real important for us, as I said earlier, to get our medical and police personnel to a scene quickly. Well, as we get more and more cars, and as we also try to develop streetscapes that are beautiful streetscapes with nice landscape medians, it's harder and harder for those vehicles to get through traffic to get to the emergency.
And less places for people to pull out of the way.
Yeah, they really can't with the medians that you have. And so what do? I mean, if you're stuck in it and you've got a median to one side, you got cars to the other, there's nowhere to go when that vehicle's coming behind you. So this system flushes everybody through those intersections and allows for the individuals in their cars to get out of the way, but then it allows those emergency vehicles to flow through. But one other thing it does for us is that when you're looking at emergency response time, and our fire department has the number one ranking in the country as far as it's 1 to 10, we're a 1, there are very
Wow.
few that are, but that's based a lot on response time. So in order to keep our response time where it needs to be, we were going to have to go out and build more fire stations because of the increase in traffic and the amount of time it takes. So we were going to have to densify our fire stations in order to keep the response time the same. And we looked at it in our fire station and staffing, you're up in the $4 million range. So instead of spending $4 million to build a station, we can spend just a little bit of money and do this. And we are saving a ton of money and delivering better service.
And taxpayers can't argue with that, nor can your city council.
Absolutely. It's a very easy thing to sell.
It is really amazing technology.
Yeah, it's definitely on the forefront of all the technology that we've seen in the transportation area, but there's so much more that's going to come from it. I mean, we're just on the very small steps of what I think is going to be a great path going forward.
All right, thanks so much for joining us. Bill Bruton, he is the city manager of Marietta who uses the technology, and can't wait to see what you guys do with it next.
Absolutely, we can't either. Thank you.